Miss Sean, we are live. The floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me start now. Good day to all of you joining us across different time zones, whether it's morning, evening, or night, wherever you are. We welcome you with gratitude and appreciation. Let me once again welcome you all to today's impactful mentorship session hosted by Women Ascension. My name is Sean Mungale from Botswana. I will be moderating today's session. I'm honored to serve as a WACO Fellow and representative of the Women Ascension Community Outreach WACO program. WACO is the community arm of Women Ascension dedicated to outreach, education, and empowerment. Through grassroots engagement and impactful conversation, we help individuals, especially young women, gain life-changing knowledge and skills. Today's session exemplifies that mission. Our session today is titled Crisis and Refugees Management. Be ready with your backpack at any moment. So, in a world where instability can strike at any moment, being prepared is not just wise, it's necessary. This session is about more than emergency packing. It's about mental readiness, emotional resilience, and knowing your rights in times of forced displacement. Before we begin, allow me to warmly welcome and introduce our keynote speaker, Ms. Anne Lalou-Pastushenko. Ms. Anne is a passionate educator, a mentor who has been supporting refugees, women, and children since 2022. She is an expert in Greek culture, language, and social integration, and a dedicated advocate for displaced communities. As a mother and patriot, Ms. Anne brings a unique blend of compassion and expertise to her work. Her insights today will guide us in understanding the complexities of crisis and refugee management. Ms. Anne, welcome on board. We are truly grateful to have you lead us through this vital session. To our audience, thank you for joining us. Your presence reflects our commitment to learning and to making a difference in our communities. And now, without further ado, I invite our keynote speaker to take the lead. Ms. Anne Lalou-Pastushenko, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. It's a great introduction, and I would like to warmly welcome everyone who came today to meet with me and to know more about this very important topic, which we are going to discuss today. As we said, I'm an educator and I'm a person who works with refugees now for 3.5 years. And by my own experience, I am also an immigrant because I came from Ukraine to Greece many years ago. And I know the situation from inside. When you change the country, when you leave your native country and go somewhere else, you would face very similar situations during your travel while you live in the country. So this program, which we start with Women Ascension, will be a 7-month program. So every month we will have a different topic, and I welcome and invite everyone to follow these sessions and to learn more about how people who are displaced or refugees can get ready for their new places, get ready for traveling, as we talk today about backpack, and to know much more about different situations which they need to face and to be ready to, to go through them. So, as we said, I'm an educator, teacher of Greek, mom of 2 adult boys, volunteer, and public speaker. I also write to an educational hub about life and education in Greece, and now I'm mentor in Women Ascension, and really very honored about this. Our today's topic is emergency backpack, readiness in times of uncertainty. The agenda for today's session is the following. In many countries, governments make people to understand the importance of being ready to move at some point for different reasons. And we will discuss today what are the reasons why people could move. So what the governments recommend. Also, we talk about emergency pack, what to put in this pack, how to pack it. We also need to understand that it's not only the things we take with us, it's also the emotional and psychological preparation for moving, leaving your house, traveling to an unknown place. And also important moment when to start packing. So let's see what is our emergency backpack. So today's topic is really important. It's practical and also emotional. And we need to be really prepared for the situations when we need to change, our life and to move somewhere else for any reason. So we need to know what to pack, how to prepare, how to stay mentally resilient when we need to leave. And, people always believe, and me, myself, the same, that when something happens, it will not, touch me. And we live through our life, nicely and smoothly until something happens. So when the moment comes, you really feel completely unprepared. You don't know what to do. You are frozen. You are afraid. And this is a big issue. So we need to understand, what are the dangers and why we need to be ready at any moment. So practically, there are two types of dangers which people can face. One is natural disasters, and the other one is man-made crises. Depending on where you live, you can face different kind of natural disasters. It could be an earthquake, wildfires, floods, tornadoes, tsunamis, any other natural disaster, like very strong rains, which create, floods immediately, different stuff. And also man-made crises, which are conflicts, armed conflicts, wars, and we need to understand that when we have a natural disaster, it's sudden. You almost never can be prepared for it, but sometimes you need to leave, for example, with floods or earthquakes, you need to get your stuff and just move out. When we talk about man-made crises, it's really very different. It grows gradually. You can see what's going on. You can understand and estimate how dangerous it is. So you have the opportunity to be prepared. Prepared practically, physically, mentally, to decide when to leave, where to go, with whom to leave, if you have the chance, to decide. So why we need to get prepared? Because of natural disasters in different countries, the governments in Europe and I believe in some other countries as well, especially recently, with war in Ukraine and the danger of this war to be spread through Europe, they actually issue, booklets or information on TV where they advise household families what they need to have to survive for 72 hours. It's not exactly a backpack, but it's a kind of emergency kit preparation where you need to include some specific items which you need to have in your home. It's considered to be per person, so everyone who lives in this house need to have his own set of emergency stuff which they need to have. Usually there we have water, food, first aid, medication of different types, flashlights like lighters, candles, radio, batteries, hygiene items, the necessary things. This information is widely available, and if you are interested, to get a full list of 72 hours survival kit for staying at home, and also later we will talk about backpack necessary items. I will be sharing a PDF, and my moderators will help, and they will post it in a group on WhatsApp, so it will be a downloadable PDF. So you will, if you would like, you can claim it and you will receive it. It will be ready by tomorrow. And this is something that you can use or share with people, who live and stay with you. But what happens if you cannot stay at home? Like something happened and you really need to leave. So in this case, as you can understand, you cannot have a lot of stuff with you because it's very different. And when you leave, whatever you take with you, you will need to carry it. So it's completely different thing. And also you will need to leave fast. So you need to be ready, or at least to know what you have to have ready. So when we leave immediately or very fast, we have some principles which we need to consider. Things which you can take with you should be compact because you can, carry them on you. They must be essential. So you really truly need to have these things. Otherwise, leave them at home. And preferably, it needs to be ready at any time. So it's important to have, at least to have it in mind, what you need to have ready and where these things are in your home. And if you have kids, of course, you need to consider also their needs, like their medications in case they use any, their toys, their favorite things, because when you leave, everybody feel anxious and children feel anxious twice. So they definitely need something that will help them to feel safe or home. So you need to consider the needs of kids because it will help you, through the way where you will be traveling. So what do we take in our emergency kit when we leave our house? It's important to consider that maybe you will live for a long time and maybe you will never return. So you need to consider some specific things which are really, really important, and some things which are not included on this PDF page, but I will discuss it with you. And of course, you are welcome, through my presentation. If you have questions, type them and we will review it either here on Zoom or on YouTube. So I will answer all the questions concerning the, essentials. So first and most important, you need to take your documents. You need to take your passport or your ID, your birth certificates. If you graduated from many schools, you have diplomas, this, whatever can confirm your educational level, take it with you in paper copy. If you have some properties, take property documents with you. If you have any health issues, take your medical records. So in case something happens, you can show it, to doctors wherever you are. And remember that if you have them in pictures, in your phones, sometimes, your phones will not have battery. So you definitely need to have them in digital form, but also in paper form. So consider to make, copies and have everything you need in papers. Another thing, you need to consider money and valuables. When you are traveling, now people worldwide, talk about having credit cards and this digital money and everything trying to be turned to digital. But when you are traveling, especially in areas where there is no electricity, there is no ATM, and there is no possibility to use a credit card. So it's really essential to have money, cash with you, so you can pay wherever you need, whatever you need. And specifically, if you have cash, try to have, in small notes, like not 100 bills, but smaller, like 20 or 5 or 10, whatever, smaller money you can have. Also, take with you credit cards and debit cards, definitely. So in case you can use them, you will use it. If not, okay, have your cash with you. Also, jewelry, you take it with you because it's valuable. And in case you see that, something goes really bad, you can sell it and make cash of this. So take everything what is valuable and small, take it with you. Another thing is mobile phone, chargers, power banks, extra batteries. In case you have laptop, take it with you as well. Because laptop could be, your new job opportunity in a different place, because now many people work remotely. So if you have these, small electronic devices, take them with you. Of course, chargers for them, for batteries, for phones, for computers, for everything, you also take your chargers. Medication, really important. Majority of people take any kind, different kind of medicines. So take everything that you take on a daily basis with you, all your prescriptions. Take some necessary medication like painkillers, fever reducers, allergy medicines if you have. Whatever you can imagine, during your travel, something can happen to you. You need to have medicines by your own to help the situation by your own. Take a real small, first aid kit like bandages, these small kits which you have in cars, in every place where you can have first aid. Another thing is hygiene. If you can have with you your toothbrush, your toothpaste, very good. Wet wipes, maybe not everyone can have them, but if you can, definitely take them. Sanitary items for ladies, diapers if you travel with babies, because you will definitely need them. Take water and food with you. When we talk about food, of course, we take food which is not perishable. So you take canned foods, you take dry foods, you take maybe, crackers, biscuits, nuts, dried foods, dried fruit, something that is not perishable. You can take it with you. You don't need to cook it, and you can prepare it really fast, and eat. If you take canned food, be sure that you can open it. So either you take with you the opener, or you take cans which have automatic handles and you can open it in any place. Clothing, it's always depends on the season, on the area where you live and the conditions under which you live. So if you are living during the summer, then you have light clothing. If you are living during winter or cold seasons, you definitely need to take with you like warm clothing, warm shoes, raincoats, and everything that can protect you from cold. And as we said, we need to remember about children. Children really overreacting. It's very difficult for them to travel, and especially when they go to somewhere unknown and under pressure. So you need to consider what they will eat, what they will wear. Take, of course, something, what remembers them about home, their favorite toy, their pacifier, their favorite blankets they, come every evening and take with them to bed. Whatever will keep them calmer during travel, take it with you. Of course, don't take, like huge toys. Take something small, because whatever you take, you will carry it. So you will carry your goods, children goods, and also children, with hands. So remember that whatever you take, you need to be able, to take it with you, and it need to be as small as possible. As you travel with kids, you will spend a lot of time together. So if you can take anything like coloring books, small table games, anything that really small but they like, and you can spend a lot of time by playing it, take it with you. If not, just, talk with them, discuss something, play games which don't require any equipment. Some people travel, even when they leave their homes, they take their pets with them. It's like dogs and cats. About birds, I don't know, but definitely the cats and dogs are traveling a lot with people. So when you travel with your pet, you definitely need to consider the food, water. You need to have a leash for them. And also, if it's a small pet, you take the carrier. If not, you just, take a hug and you live with your animal. If you are traveling by car, consider that you are living somewhere, you are seeing that, the situation getting is worse and worse, so you need to leave at some point. You have a car, you need to travel. Think about that when the war starts or conflict, gets really hot in your area, everybody will leave and everybody will go to a gas station. So you need to consider to be ready in advance. If you are not sure about are we leaving today or in a week, just get your car absolutely full, or at least half full if you can't find a lot of gas. Try to have an extra fuel in your canisters. Keep it ready, let's say, because whenever you will need to leave, everybody will leave. So you need to be absolutely prepared just to leave and not stop anywhere and drive as far as you can. Of course, you need to remember that when you travel to some places where you don't know, you need to have GPS device. But if you don't have electricity, your phone is out of battery, it's very good to have an old map. You know, you open it, you look where you are, and you move to the direction where you need to go. Always in conflict areas, we are suggested to have a battery-powered radio, because when electronic devices are not working, there is no internet and there are problems. Battery-powered radios are always working. This old technology is, doing perfect work. And majority of countries who are in conflict, they always have some radio stations which are on, and they are talking to people, saying the news, giving advices where to go, where not to go, what to do. So battery-powered radio will be really a big support to a traveler who can understand, what's going on using this. But it's not only the things, the practical things which we take with us. A very big part of all this preparation and travel is our psychological state. And we need to understand that in some cases, we need to be prepared beforehand psychologically so we can do our job at the moment when the crisis comes much better, much faster. And it's really important to understand mentally that we need to be ready. So when you are ready with your backpack and your mind is not prepared, it will be really hard for you, to do the right things, because you can have a panic attack, you can have a freeze response. Some people, get disoriented. They don't understand what to do, where to go, what to take first, what to leave. They're absolutely disoriented. And in some situations, people, feel froze and they are absolutely unable to follow any directions. You tell them, you go there, and they don't go. It's like they don't understand what's going on. So it's really important to understand that if something happens, you need to follow the directions. You need to know what to do in that situations so you can get prepared beforehand. And I could see it from my own experience in Ukraine. Before the war started in 2022, like a month in advance, the government was talking about situation. If there will be a bombarding, where to go? If there is no electricity, what to do? If this, if that. And even after the invasion from Russia started in Ukraine, for a year or more, they were talking all the time what to do, how to react, and reminding people. So people who were even living through the experience were psychologically getting used to, okay, I need to do this, so I will survive. So it's very important. What happens, with our body and how we can wake up our body if we are unprepared, we are in panic, we are frozen. So what do we do? Here I provide 5 techniques, fast and easy what we can do. So deep breathing is one of the best techniques to calm down our nerves and to start, operating normally. Self-hug or real hug really lowers the feeling of anxiety. So if you have somebody, just hug them. People near you, your kids, whatever. If you are alone at home, just hug yourself and keep yourself hugged, It still helps. Another thing is positive talk. We are not panicking. We are not giving our mind, thought to think that everything is distracted. We say that I'm fine. Everything will be okay. I am calm. I understand what's going on. And we calm our mind and we are feeling much better and we can cooperate with the reality much better. movement, it's another thing which is killing, cortisol. If we are sitting for a lot or we are staying hidden for a lot of time, then our body cannot, move easily. So we need to do some movements like little gymnastics, moving hands, little jumps, moving your head, uh, doing the hands like this, like, move a little bit at the place where you are just to change your body state. And different grounding exercises, which help us, again, to stay calmer and to be more responsive to whatever is going around us. So let's say we are in dangerous situation. So when do we start packing? Well, we start immediately. As soon as we understand that something is wrong, we are getting ready to leave. And it's for conflict zones and for natural disasters. You need to understand that the situation can change so rapidly that you don't even imagine. So when you see that something is going wrong, it's not panicking, it's being prepared. So you start immediately. You don't wait. You see that, for example, in war zone or in conflict zone, that the situation is getting worse and worse. So you see what's going on and you decide, I need to leave. It's better to leave and return than to stay and not being able to leave later. It's really lose a will. So you get prepared immediately. You take your bag, you put the necessary things, and you leave. In some places, there could be government arranged evacuations, like buses or cars or volunteers who are coming and taking people to a more safe zone. If you are in a place where there is no possibility to have this assistance, you just try to live by yourself in the safest place, through the safest road with other people, in the evening where nobody can see you, whatever is suitable for the situation where you are. So another thing which you need to consider, you are traveling, you are living, you have your phone, the battery is over, and that's it. You don't remember phones, you are frozen, you are anxious, you cannot remember anything. So if you decide to leave, take a notebook and write the important phones there. Your parents, your relatives, some important organizations, if you are going abroad, embassies in that country, police stations, train stations, whatever is important, and they have a phone, write it down. So when you are on the way and you find a phone or somebody lends you a phone to give a phone call, you have the number and it's written and you don't need to think and to remember it. You just see and write. What could be important? Emergency contacts of your people, local aid organizations if you are traveling through the country or if you're going abroad. Volunteer groups, you can find them on social media sometimes. In some places, they have also the phone, so you can call and ask, are you open? Can I come? Can you give me this or that? So it's really important. Shelters and safe places to stay on your route. In some countries, they have shelters for people who are traveling due to, refugees, crisis, and so on. So if you have something like this, take their phone, you can call and ask them. So it's really about, getting ready psychologically and practically with small practical things which will solve you a lot of problems through traveling. So what is the conclusion? Whenever you see danger, get ready. Be smart, be kind to others and to yourself. If you forget something at home, so what? It's meant to be forgotten then. You take what you take and you just leave. Your life is everything. As long as you're alive, you can do anything, from the beginning. So when you feel, the emergency and you need to leave, it's not just the act of survival for people. It's actually, first of all, a self-respect act. You care about yourself, you care about your kids if you have kids, and you also care about others who, in case you stay behind and they will need to risk and to come to rescue you, you put them in danger as well. So if you see that situation is getting worse, you leave. No second thought, you just leave. And when you leave and save yourself, people around you, It's just commitment to your future. Situation can change, you will return. It will not change for any reasons. Okay, you will go somewhere else and start from zero. Many people do it. But you will stay alive, you will stay safe, you will travel in good conditions and get, to some safe destination, which is very important. So maybe you will never need this information, practically. But as you are here, I believe that the majority of you just, have something in mind or practically will need to share it with some other people. So it's better to be ready than not know what to do. So I thank you, everyone and each one who came here, and hopefully you will share this information for more people who will get ready. I will be happy to connect with you on Facebook and on LinkedIn. On Facebook, I created a group which I will dedicate for these seminars which I do here, and I will share much more information there. And if you have questions, you also can connect with me there, and we can discuss many different topics there, which is connected to refugees and displaced people problems and situations. I hope you will, you enjoyed the session and it was useful for all of you. And I'm ready for your questions, and thank you very much for coming. So let me see here in the chat box. I have a lot of messages here because during the delivery I was not looking through it. I see here people from different countries, really nice. Let me see. Especially products during natural disasters, things like first aid, flushers. I see their comments for some slides. I actually don't see the questions. Do we have any questions? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Anna. There's a question. Let me just read it, or I will resend it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I see here, how can humanitarian teams respond effectively to a specific cultural, religious, and gender-based needs of women and girls during crisis displacement? Yeah, okay, complex question, really good one. So, first of all, we need to educate people about what they need to do and what are their rights when they are displaced. It's really not about disasters, but a very important thing. Because majority of women and girls don't know their rights and don't know what help they can get in new places. So humanitarian teams, first of all, need to educate people of what are their rights. For example, you live in one country where there are some restrictions about clothing or maybe what they are allowed or not allowed to do. And there are definitely places where they can go and ask for help or find shelter. So humanitarian teams need to talk to ladies, to make seminars or groups online where they discuss this information. So in case women need to leave, they know where to go. Uh, for example, here in Europe, in Greece, where I live, we have domestic violence. We are quite free society, and we have freedom of religion, freedom of equity in everything. We talk, we put whatever we want as a dressing, whatever. But still, we have a lot of domestic violence, and there are some organizations here in Greece who protect women who leave their home, sometimes even with kids, and go away with nothing, with zero money, zero housing, nothing. Like as they are leaving the home. So there are some organizations which support them. They provide shelter, food, sometimes even they help with work, because if they leave from one town or city and go to another one to stay in this shelter, they lose their job. So they need, to live somehow. So they need to work. And in order to know about this, Greek television or some programs make programs about these shelters and what they provide. So this is the way how people can learn about what they can do in a very bad situation. They can leave home and find the help there. Also, another place where people can go in Greece, it's a church. They go to church, to a priest. They talk about their problem, and church will support to find a solution. You cannot live in church, but they can definitely can provide some kind of solution. So you need to understand in your country, because I don't know which from which country the question comes. I know that in some countries there are quite restricted situations for women and girls. So you need to understand in your country who are the organization who can support, and then to find a legal way to spread this information between ladies and women. Talk about in schools. If they go to church, talk about this in church. If they are in online groups, invite them to such groups. Speak to, if I don't know if the big family, let's say, speak to mama who can speak to kids. So you find the ways which are legal and allowed in your country and will not lead to worse situation for ladies and girls. For gender-based needs, it's again, I need to understand the clarity, more clarity here. For example, what is a gender need? Uh, in some countries, you will need to get married to person which is brought, by family. So this is inequity. You don't have a freedom of choice. So here you need to talk to governments. If the government is not an option, then you need, to start movement about more rights for ladies. But it's really big political question here. Uh, Girls definitely need more education about understanding their nature, like menstrual period which will come. Majority of girls don't know about it. In Europe, very common thing. It comes and nobody knows what happened, why I'm bleeding. About sexual education, about their rights at work, and about some dangers which they can have when they are outside in the evening, how to talk to strangers or not to talk to strangers, what to do and not to do, what is proper and what is not proper. There are a lot of topics, so it depends, where you are and what you can do. But definitely you need to educate people and to bring as much information as possible so they know. Knowledge is really power. And when person knows that I can do this, this, and this, they have a choice. When they don't know about it, they believe that there is no choice, so they will live the way they live always and do what they do. So just education, it's a first step, and then depending on the country, whatever can be done. Is there any other questions?
Yes, Miss Anna, I think we have. Like how this question is from Miss Khushi. If you haven't responded yet, like how do power dynamic shapes who gets protected and who gets left behind during climate disaster, and how can we challenge these structures?
Well, it's again will depend on the country, because climate disasters, happens in different places almost all the time. So majority of times it depends on the country and the government, which will cover or not cover, the um, destroyed housing and any other damages which happens. So it's quite quite political question. It's policy of the country, either they will help or not, and they decide whom they will pay or not. Usually, in almost every country, they give some kind of compensation, which is unfortunately really low one, and you cannot do a lot, with this money which they give, independently of country, because I see the compensations, in Greece, where we have here different disasters which we had, in some other countries, and it's always very small. Usually, they give it to everyone who is who had suffered from the disaster. Sometimes they don't pay at all. For example, here in Greece, where I live, we several years ago we had a small tornado here in my town, which is absolutely not typical for us, and there were a lot of damage, especially on the roof of the houses and in the state school and some other places. So the government covered some state damages. Some other companies volunteered to cover some costs again for the school, and everybody just fixed their houses by themselves. We didn't get a dime. So it depends on the country what they decide and what they do, but usually, honestly, people are not protected.
Yeah, yes, Miss Anna, you're right. Because government sometimes leave some people behind and get some other people's, and this is also hard for them to get all the people, like all around the, like
Yeah, in every country,
uh,
it depends, but usually the damage is high, and a lot of people have the damage, and the country is not prepared to pay a lot, for covering damages of this unexpected climate situation. So they just try, to pay as less as possible, and when they can't pay or don't want or can't avoid, they will avoid.
so
It's
it means
better.
that they will save themselves. Okay.
Well, practically, there are, the governments often
Mm-hmm.
have some kind of funds which they keep on a rainy day situation, for the rainy day situation, and they spend them on some unexpected, really big disasters which happen. But sometimes it's not enough. So if the situation is really, really bad, they cannot say we don't pay anything. But when the situation is not that bad, they just give a really small amount. They say, okay, we covered, and the reality is that this cover is nothing. It's really small, and you cannot do anything with it. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
they face it here, quite often. So it's in
mm-hmm.
many countries.
It is. It's completely all right. Yeah. So the next question is from Dr. Maheen.
Yeah.
Um, she said that I'm currently engaging in a handled crisis in Lebanon, and I'm newly joined in volunteers. My question is, what are the immediate steps you take to prepare for sudden displacement or forced migration?
Immediate things which you need to prepare when you are, let's say, receiving party. Uh, there are two main things. You need to shelter these people somewhere. In some situations, countries provide some kind of camps or maybe some buildings which could be used as a shelter. It could be even like schools with big holes inside. So in these basketball holes or places where they can place a lot of people, they just use it as a shelter. Another big thing is food. You need to give these people food and water. And the next issue is clothing and bedding, I would say. So, these people need to sleep. Okay, you have a building, but you need to sleep somehow. So, you need everything which you could use to accommodate these people. So, it's shelter, it's food, and then it's clothing and bedding. So, they can have clothes and they can, sleep properly. The next steps is about their documents. They need definitely to be legal in the country so they can the authorities need to register these people so they can understand how many people came and if they will receive any help and how, big this help will be. Because usually when there is, immediate crisis and a lot of people come, you also have the medication part. But there are some medical how we call it, uh, institutions like Red Cross, like Doctors Without Borders, and these institutions, they are working as a volunteers, so they can see the people, they can provide help to everyone who comes. If they need further doctors, they can help them. In some countries, even some doctors by themselves volunteer to help people. Usually, honestly, it will be doctors who are either foreigners and they feel, the pain, or it's doctors which came from the same country and they live here and they can assist as a volunteers. But usually, it's these big organizations like Red Cross and Doctors Without Borders who help immediately and for free to people who come. Then it always depends on the state if they would like to provide them access to the medication in the state system. For example, in Greece, where we receive, now we received a lot of Ukrainians, but before this, there were many people from other countries who had conflicts and were trying to go through the sea, through Turkey or Greece or Italy, trying to get to Europe. And Greece receives a lot of refugees like this. So the state decision was that these people will have access to the free state medical assistance. So they received the documents. They were living in some specific camps, I would say, for people of this category, and they had an access for doctors. So it depends on the country if they provide it or not, but definitely there is always organizations, there are always organizations who support. And people always volunteer to bring things like food, clothes. If you say that we are gathering things at this place, please provide, and you spread it widely so people know that there is a need and we would like to help them, they will bring. You will not even imagine how many people will assist. I hope this
Yeah,
helps.
that's completely right. In my opinion, the thing that we can like use in the sudden things, it's food and medication. Some things, because these things is more important. Food, clothes, and some medication with yourself. So yeah, it's really good. So we
Yeah.
have another question from Shivam.
Mhm.
They said that how might our failure to address cultural and gender differences in climate preparedness deepen existing inequalities and hinder true resilience?
Can we rephrase a little bit the question because I don't get the core of the question.
Same to me. Let me just send you the. I
Yeah,
think
or send me the question
she
so
said. Yeah, she said, how might our failure to address cultural and gender differences in climate preparedness deepens existing inequalities and hinder true resilience?
well, we involve climate to everything. If we lose climate on the earth, we will die, everyone will die. So what we need, I believe, in every country worldwide is to educate children from really small age that we need to take care of our planet, of our country, of our town, of our home. So they think about how they consume, what they consume, like electricity, water which is running and they are not closing it, the light which is lighted on and they don't switch it off, and all resources which we use come from, from the nature, and we need to be thoughtful about how we use them. Then again, we need to, if we will raise kids which will understand importance of uh, taking care of the earth uh, and respect to the earth and to the nature, this will also born the respect to each other in a big sense, because we are part of the nature. So we respect the nature, we respect each other as well. So the next generation will be much more mindful about everything they do, their relation with each other, and they will protect climate and work closer together, I believe. So I think, again, education from really small age will help to raise a uh, new age people, I would say, because now everybody understands that climate change is really top important, and we see it with all the changes which we see now in every country and in some or other way. And now, people are usually don't understand the problem until they feel it on themselves. So when people were saying that climate is changing and it's global warming and the water will rise and this and that, nobody were really taking care about this and thinking about it. But when the change came to their home with really strong rains and floods, with really losing the seasons, and with hot periods, like really hot in areas where it was never hot, and water shortage and no rains, and now everybody is involved and everybody understands that, okay, we need to do something because we will not survive in these conditions. And now everybody is involved in thinking about nature and protecting the climate. So I think we need, to be aware, and to be aware, you need to teach small kids so they are aware from very young age and they consider it through all their life.
Thank you, Miss Anna. Miss Anna, we have one more question from Dr. Mahin. She said that how can humanitarian teams respond effectively to the specific cultural, religious, and gender-based needs of women and girls during.
During what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. During? Is it my signal?
Hello?
Not. Yeah, yeah.
Can you hear me, Miss Anna?
Yes,
Sorry, my
yes.
internet goes off. I think I
No
lost
problem.
questions.
The end of the question was not clear. During what?
Uh, I think I lost. I
During
think
the
it was
crisis, I believe.
during
Yeah.
crisis. Yeah.
So practically, when you have refugees which are moved, in big volumes, I would say, and they stay in some places all together, it's better if you have, for example, women and girls in one places and men in different one, unless they are family who are coming together. So when you have the same gender of people who are in the same situation, everybody is anxious, everybody is confused, everybody is in a bad psychological situation. Uh, it's easier to help them when they are the same gender. And another thing is when you have ladies and kids, they can organize better their everyday life, because when you have several kids, one lady can overlook all kids, they can play all together, and the other ladies can do something else. So they just kind of cooperate between them. They get to know each other, they talk. When you talk to somebody and you tell your story, you feel calmer. It helps a lot to reduce the uh, conditions, when they feel that they are the most unlucky people in the world. And they realize that next to them is another unlucky people, and they understand that maybe their situation is better than somebody else's. And it's emotional and psychologically helps a lot. So if you put these people together and they start to get each other, they're creating like mini community, and it's really useful for them. They can take care of each other. In regards to religious part, it depends, what religion they are. If they are, for example, Christians, well, and they are in a country where there is a Christian church, they can go, all together or get organized and go all together. If they are Muslim, for example, then we need to see where is their not church. In Greek we say it jami. I don't know how to say it properly in English, but they can all together, respect their religious traditions and either do it in the place where they are or go together in the place where they need to go. And when they are a big amount of people, they're also safer because nobody will touch them. When you are alone on the street, it's very easy, to beat you, to rob you, whatever. When there is a group of people, usually it's much more safer to move this way. Um, it's much easier than to inform them about something, which is also important. For example, when you need to deliver some important information, announcements, or teach them about something in this country or about language or whatever is important for their survival and stay there. When you have this group together, you come and you speak to them once, and you deliver all together faster, and it's also good because if someone didn't understand something, they will ask the neighbor, what did he understand or she understand about what was said. So it helps in different ways to keep such groups together. And if it's possible, it's the best thing to do. I see a hand from Canvi, but I don't see audio to be connected, so.
Good evening, ma'am.
Maybe
First of all,
better.
am I audible, ma'am?
Yes?
Am I audible to you, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you just with echo, but I'm trying to understand.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. First of all, I would like to say you thanks. You have crafted a critical topic so nicely and in such a simple language. I have my one question. Since it is a situation of panic and it is very difficult to stay calm, right?
Yeah.
So, ma'am, I want to ask, like, although we know we should remain calm, but still we are panic. It is consciously or unconsciously how to tackle with at that level. Because if one is not at peace, one is not gonna be effective in taking any action, good or bad, or save others or him or herself. So can you please elaborate that? A very
Yes, of
practical
course.
reason. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, of course. So that's very true. When you are in panic, you cannot calm down. You still remain in panic. The thing here is to lower a little bit the level of panic you have at that moment. So thing which will definitely help you is breathing, because breathing regulates, our nervous system in a very big grade. So breathing, this is something you can do in any place, in any way. So the simplest practice of breathing is, 4 by 4 by 4. So you count by 4 when you are inhale. Then you count until 4 when you keep the air, and then you count again until 4 when you exhale. And you do it continuously, like 3, 4 times, and it helps your nervous system to regulate a little bit, so you calm down a little bit. Uh, Another thing, when we are, really panicking, we need to understand that it's normal for our brain to keep us in panic because it's a protection mechanism, yeah, for our body. So, brain will, let's say, fake the situation, and they will say, we need to go and to run and to do this or to do that, and will not be in a position to act properly. So what you need to do is to say to yourself, because for our brain it's absolutely the same, either the thing is real or imaginable. Our brain believes the same. So here you really need to tell to yourself that it's okay, I am okay, and I need to do this. And just do what you know that you need to do. Even panicking, even shaking, even like being not sure. If you know that, for example, you are here and let's say it's bombarding, moment. So you need to stay hide. You can shake, you can be in panic, but you need to stay hiding for 5 minutes, for 1 minute, for whatever. As soon as you see that it's calmer, you need to move to another place when you will be safer. So you need to say you, whatever you, yeah. So any person who is in this situation need to say to him or herself that now I need to do this and just focus on walking to that place. Now I need to go inside the building and just go inside the building. So it's practically try to get a little bit calmer to the point where you can practically function at the smallest possible way. So it will take you to the safe place. When you are in the safe place, then you can regulate better, get calmer, see other people, talk, whatever next step would be. But definitely breathing is the number one thing. You can do it anywhere. So now I have different hands
Yes,
here.
ma'am. Thank you so much
And
for
then
sharing your practical explanation. And it is really nice that we are escaped from a very high rated war situation, and we are at a safer place. Then we can calm down ourselves more. So that was a very plus on. Thank you a lot, ma'am.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I see here Kushi Sharma has raised a hand. Let's see what we have. Can you?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, ma'am. So there's a person from YouTube asking question that I would like to know something, ma'am. Like, how can I escape in the middle of war zone? The
In
question
the
is
middle of
that
war
how can
zone.
I escape? Yes, how can I escape in the middle of war zone?
First of all, you need to understand where you need to go. You know, the destination is the most important point in that point, because when you know where you need to go, you can understand how you can get there. So if you are in the middle of a conflict in the area which is really, in fire, let's say, you need to understand what is the closest, safest place, and if there is any way to get there. Like, is there any possibility to be evacuated by someone or by government? If not, is there any way to go to the nearest place, which is, let's say, a bit safer, and then again to a nearest place, and the nearest place to get as far as possible from the place where you are? Is there any other people who are trying to escape so you can get as a group together and leave? Because it's easier to go like 2, 3 people together than one. Uh, so practically you need to see what are the options to get to the place where you want to go, because being in the middle it's very bad. But then you need to understand what next. If you know the war is coming from here, you need to go there definitely. If you are in the middle of everywhere, then it's really difficult to do something to escape. I don't know your situation, so it's difficult to give an advice. Uh, from what I see from Ukrainian-Russian conflict, people who didn't leave on time and remained in the areas which are now invaded, and there is Russian troops there. Uh, it's very difficult, but sometimes they are trying to get, closer to borders and manage, to get to Ukraine. Or in Russia, there are some organizations that are helping people to leave the country. So they practically try to get in contact with such organizations, and then they leave to other state, not to Ukraine, to other country. And from other country, they contact Ukrainian embassy, and embassy helps people to return to Ukraine. So if there is any options like this in the place where you are, and there are organizations who help people to leave the country generally, you can use this. If you are in a foreign country and you are a foreigner, try to contact your embassy or consulate, whoever is available in this country, if they are still in this country, because sometimes during the war they are leaving. So they are the people who can help. Or organizations like Red Cross, these international organizations who sometimes also help people to leave the war zone and go to safer place. This is what I can say.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for this crystal clear explanation. So, ma'am, there's another question which person asking, like, what a person can do when there's no humanitarian assistance.
Sorry, when what?
What a person can do, like, when there is no humanitarian assistance.
No,
When
when there is
yeah,
no what?
humanitarian assistance.
There is no humanitarian
Assistance.
assistance.
Yes, ma'am.
What a person can do? Only move by himself, nothing else. You know, uh, we always hope that there is a magical thing that can help us, and there is no. In all situations, not only in war, we always need to consider, ourselves as a first aid in any situation. So if there is nothing that can help to live, and you can move, because there are some areas where you really can't escape. But if you can move somehow and go from that place to some other place, this person just need to try to live by him on her own, or with somebody together. So backpack is really thing to prepare and to live. You can walk, you can move with bicycle, or any other way. Decide when you can move. For example, if it's uh, more safe to move during the night, the person lives at night and just moves. There are no, magical things. If nobody can help, it's yourself who decide. You do it or you stay. That's it. You cannot do much in such situations.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for this beautiful explanation. Thank you so
You're
much, ma'am.
welcome. You're welcome. Do we have any other questions which we didn't answer? Can escape, humanitarian. Yes, Sean?
I think I think all the questions have been addressed.
All right.
I think all the questions have been addressed. I mean, even if you didn't address them, exactly the same questions, but the way you have presented it answered the other questions. It answers the other questions that have been asked as I was listening.
Okay. All right. So I hope we covered, more or less what we had to discuss about this topic of today, like, when to leave and what to take with yourself. As I said, we will provide PDF in a group with exact list of things which you need to take. And of course, we need also to consider that, okay, the list is the list, and in different areas, you will have or not have all these things. We need to consider what is really first need. So we need money, we need ideas, we need food, we need water. We could use like lighter or matches, possibly, this radio with batteries, if there is a possibility to have such a thing there where the people are. So practically what we can use in any place, under any condition, and it will save us. This is what we need to consider for the, backpack when we are leaving. And it's supposed that it will help us, to get to the next safer place where we can find the supply, we can find electricity, more water, more food, any other, important needs, medications possibly, because backpack is not for all the time, it's just for the road to get to the next destination. So always be, thoughtful of what is really necessary to keep you alive while you're traveling.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
so I would like to thank everyone for coming today. I hope it was impactful, and you can use it and spread the word, further and educate others. And I hope to see you in our next month's session, which will be a different topic. Every month will be a different topic, but always related to the issues which refugees and displaced people face. And I do believe that if you come to them, you will learn to help people much more effectively and will be able to educate people on different things and topics which they maybe not consider, but will save them time, money, and hopefully even life in some cases. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming.
Thank you, ma'am. As we conclude this profound session, I extend my deepest gratitude to you, Ms. Anne Lalou-Pastushenko, for your compelling presentation. Your insights have illuminated the harsh realities faced by refugees, individuals who, through no fault of their own, are compelled to leave their homes, often with nothing but hope. So, to everyone, Anna's experience underscore the urgent need for global awareness and action. The lack of basic necessities, that is food, shelter, and safety, is a daily struggle for millions. So Ms. Anna's dedication to supporting displaced women and children serves as a powerful reminder of our collective responsibility to advocate for and assist those in crisis. Let us not let this session be a fleeting moment of awareness. Instead, may it ignite a sustained commitment to support, educate, and stand in solidarity with refugees worldwide. To our audience, thank you for your engagement and thoughtful participation. We encourage you to apply the knowledge gained today within your communities and to continue advocating for those affected by crisis. Please remember to claim your certificate of participation and stay connected with Women Ascension for future opportunities to learn and to lead. Stay informed, everyone. Stay compassionate and continue to be agents of change. Until next time, may your backpack be filled not only with essentials, but also with purpose, strength, and hope. Take care and goodbye for now. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Miss Anna, for this session. This session was so good, so powerful, and so important for the people that they should know about their backpacks. So maybe we will see you in the month of June. And I want all the participants to be there. And Miss Anna, thank you once again for your time and everything. I will share your LinkedIn, your Facebook, and can you please share your slides with me? Participant will need it. I will share with that, and we are good to go. Thank you so much, Miss Anna, and have a
Thank
nice
you.
night.
The same to you. Thank you, everyone.